Hello again and welcome. So today I'm not making a card. It's Christmas and I need crackers. So I'm going to make you a cracker out of the Gonk 12x12 paper pad today. So I've pulled this out of the Gonk paper pad. It's quite craft cardy looking, I quite like that. And as per my template, it says that I need a piece of 11.5 by 7.25. So I'm going to do it 11.5 this way because I want this pattern to be looking at the person and the crackers this way. Okay, so I've cut my piece of Gonk paper to 11.5 by 7.25. So I don't have a 12x12 scoreboard. So if you had a 12x12 scoreboard, you would score at 1 7/8, 2.5, and 3 1/8. You would then go and along to 8 3/8 and score 9, and again at 9 5/8. But because I only have a scoreboard that goes up to 8, we're going to do one side and then we're going to flip it and we're going to do the other side. Exactly the same end result, it's just that I have to turn things round, whereas other people have got the 12-inch and they can just go straight across. Now I'm going to flip it round and I'm going to do the same because I'm mirroring this side. Before I do anything else, I'm going to turn it and I'm going to score the folds of the cracker. So instead of it being round, you could do it round. I like to do it so that it's got a hexagon shape. So yeah, I do that. And then I score. So on this shorter edge, to be able to do that, I need to score at 1 1/8. And as you can see, I can only go part of the way down. So I'm going down to this bottom score line here because my board isn't long enough. But I can show you how to deal with that in a moment. 2 1/4, 3 3/8, 4 1/2, 5 5/8, and 6 3/4. So I'm going to flip it round, butt it up against the edge, and I'll be able to find a track and just go up to the top. This is a good way of using a small scoreboard for a bigger project. Sometimes I'll flip it round, sometimes I'll flick it over. It depends on the scoring. As you can see, all the scores are in there. And yeah, it's a big sheet of paper. I haven't needed to use a big scoreboard. So I'm going to pop this away. So at this point, I'm going to fold and burnish all the lines. You'll see from the back, I've got 1-inch sides. That's the hexagon. And this is my tab to attach. So I'm going to fold and burnish all of the long scores and then the short. Okay, so I've got all of the long edges scored. So that will come round and stick like so. We now need to fold these end ones. So to do that, I'm going to fold concertina fold. Okay, so I've got my score lines burnished and they're ready to go. So now I need to put in my cuts so that these become the pull. So as you can see on my master template, I did that by folding them this way and cutting these into here, like that. On this version of the template, I used my envelope scoreboard to put these in. So I'm going to use that method again today. So in order to do that, I'm going to take my piece of pattern paper and I'm going to have the 1/2-inch tab towards me. and I'm going to fold on the 2nd inch tab. So I've the 3rd one along, so it folds along there, and as you can see I've got this 1/2 inch here. I'm going to run some quick grab glue along this, and then I'm going to fold this 1 inch back. So now we've got our cracker shape, and this here is a section where we want to cut into to make the pull. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to get my envelope scoring board, which is here, and at the end you can see here I've got 3 score lines. The middle one is going to be put into the centre of this gap here. So I've got a gap there. I'm going to pop the centre into there, and then I'm going to punch. I'm going to do that. And you can see that it cuts out like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it to the next line. So the one that we've just punched is at the back. And I'm going to do exactly the same. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I'm going to do that all the way around until I've got all of them punched out. As you can see now, when I push it, it will happily bunch by itself because we've taken a lot of the excess out of there. So all that we need to do now is stuff them and put some ribbon around here, tie them up, and the nature of tying the ribbon will close the gap in the end like that. And then put a name or some decoration on the front, and there you have your cracker. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please do give it a like if you have, and consider subscribing, as it all helps the channel. So I shall see you next time. Thank you again for watching. Goodbye.